Hey, good evening, millionaires, good evening, millionaires. Welcome to yet another edition of Good Evening Millionaire. My name is Amma Nancy. I go by Amma the CPA. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant, right? I just cannot decide how I want, like up, down. I'm just like constantly fixing my hair. I'm sorry, y'all. Welcome. So CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant, right? Which means that I am registered and licensed to help the public when it comes to different accounting needs. So we do like this series of videos all about financial literacy, financial education. I totally believe in each one teach one. We can definitely change the world. So good evening, millionaires. Okay, good evening, millionaires. Do me a favor. Go ahead, put in the comments, good evening, millionaires. Right? Let us know where you are calling in from and greet your fellow millionaires. So just say good evening, millionaires, Chicago, right? Good evening, millionaires, New Orleans, right? If you are in the New Orleans area, Mississippi, all that good stuff where you can get to New Orleans, we are having an amazing a training event. Myself, some of my mentors are going to be training, some of my business partners. So it's going to be very, very awesome. It's this weekend. You don't want to miss it. So make sure that you guys hit me up if you are in that area and you want to meet us down there. Okay. We're going over credit tonight, right? So I love the topic of credit because I feel like this is so important. This is the one thing that for whatever reason, we kind of wait until we need it, but it's okay. What I want you guys to get in the habit of, before we get started, make sure that you guys share it, okay? Not only on your personal page, but also in different groups that you're in. Make sure that when it comes to your finances, you want to dig the well before you're thirsty, right? And that really goes for everything in life, okay? You don't want to wait until you're hungry and now you're in the grocery store. Why? Because now you're going to buy everything, plus you got to go home and cook it. So you're going to waste a lot of money, okay, because you're going to be buying a bunch of stuff. You're going to eat a lot of junk. You're probably going to gain a lot of weight because you're going to be eating stuff that, just because you're starving, okay? So your credit is the same way. Don't wait until you're ready to buy a house to say like, okay, now I'm trying to work on my credit. If you know that you don't, like right now, okay, if you don't have the money for a down payment for a house, but you know that you're saving your money, now is the time to start working on your credit. So by the time you have the down payment, your credit is good. Now you got the down payment. Now you're like, okay, let's go get a house. Don't wait until you have the down payment. Your lease is almost up on your apartment and you have like 1 month to find a house and work on your credit. Because then what happens is that's when you start doing all types of crazy illegal stuff, like getting crazy train lines and all type of craziness that they're going to find and take off. And then you pay like thousands of dollars. Okay. Now, some people don't know that, but that's what happens when you get those illegal trade lines. It's not yours. So it comes off and you just paid this person anywhere from like $1,500 to $3,000 or more, depending on how many, and then it comes off. So you don't want to do that. Okay, millionaire. So you want to work on your credit the right way. These are some tips. If you are interested in actually getting like either do-it-yourself or automatic credit repair, then definitely you want to hit me up. But these are things that you can do to kind of work on it, just work on building it yourself. Okay, so go ahead, give us a number 1 and a share. Give us a number 1 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. So put a number 1 in the comments and share the broadcast. Okay, number 1, you want to deal strategically with collection accounts. The thing with collection accounts, like just because you pay it doesn't mean that it's coming off. Like in some instances, your credit score may actually go down because now you coming out of nowhere paying a debt off from like 6 years ago. Okay. Also keep in mind that a lot of times, okay, so when it comes to accounting, right, we have what's called a bad debt allowance. Okay. So what happens is when you go to a store and you take out a certain amount of credit, an auditor, a CPA, someone like myself will come in and say, okay, so we know that all these people owe you $100,000, but guess what? all these people are not going to pay you $100,000. So based off your history of your customers, their credit scores, et cetera, and of course history of the company, we estimate that out of that $100,000, you will maybe receive, I don't know, $75,000 to $80,000, right? So we say $80,000. So now what happens is they write off as an expense. They write off, or basically reduce their receivables to $80,000 from the $100,000. Okay, so why is this important? This is important because now what happens is you think that you're paying it off, right? But they've already sold it. Okay, so a lot of times now it's on your credit like 2 and 3 times. Now this is why you need like professionals actually working on your credit, because stuff like that can come out very easily. But now it's sold to, Macy's has it plus XYZ Collection Company. Now XYZ Collection Company has sold it. They're like, okay, we collected 10. Now we're going to sell it to ZYX Collection Company, and maybe they can collect the rest, but who cares because we sold it. Now we got our money, right? So it's kind of back and forth, and you're sitting there like, who is this, and who is this, and who is this, so you want to get in the habit. So number one is you want to strategically work with these vendors, right? So you want to talk to them and say like, okay, so you don't want to automatically pay it off because you're like, okay, I owe it. You want to call, you want to have a conversation like, look, so if I pay this, can you take it off? I want it to disappear. Okay, you can tell them AmmaTheCPA sent you. Say, hey, AmmaTheCPA, she's a CPA. She's really smart, right? She told me that to ask if you can take it off. And if they say they can take it off, then have them take it off, and you make whatever arrangement, and then you make sure it's off. You make sure that you get a date that they are taking it off. So when are you going to take it off? So when can I expect it to have disappeared from my credit, right? Because they can do that. Now, if they say that they cannot, then it's like, okay, so you want to make sure that you're working with them strategically. You don't just want to pay it blindly because you're like, oh, I got to get out of debt. I got to get out of debt. Now, that's true, but not when it comes to these collection agencies, right? You want to deal with them very, very strategically, okay? Millionaire, so give me a number 2 and a share. Give me a number 2 and a share. So put a number 2 in the comments and share the broadcast, okay? Number 2, so how I was saying, you want to dig the well before you are thirsty. You want to take the time to become a better borrower. You want to take the time when you decide you're working on your credit. Now you want to be consistently working on your credit. Now you're like, okay, what can I do? You don't want to be taking out a lot of stuff, but you want to make sure that you're paying every single thing on time, and you're monitoring your report and seeing what's going on. And not just being so rush. We live in like a microwave society where everybody is trying to, where everybody is trying to do everything so fast. But then what happens is you mess up. Okay, haste makes waste, right? A very wise person told me that. Haste makes waste, okay? So you don't want to be all in a rush because that's when you mess up. And that's when things get all out of whack. So you definitely want to dig the well before you are thirsty and start working on it like today. Okay. Also, actually at 8 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be hosting a call going over the credit repair program that I am affiliated with. So you guys can definitely tune into that. It's right up under this, or maybe 2 posts up under this, so you can check it out. And we also have the opportunity where if you want to earn extra money referring credit repair, you can do that as well, in addition to getting your credit repair fixed. So you want to make sure that you tune into that call right after this, and we'll maybe like 30 minutes after this. We'll probably finish around like 20, maybe 40 minutes after this, but it's at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you guys tune in for that. Oh, also, while we're talking about credit, don't forget that this month is Single Mother Appreciation Month. If somebody could put that in the comments for me, that would be awesome. Single Mom Appreciation Month. So if you are a single mother or you know a single mom that's interested in working and maybe you're trying to buy a house for you and the kids, whatever you're trying to do is Single Mother Appreciation Month if you're trying to work on your credit. We have discounts available for single mothers the month of April. So you definitely want to reach out to me. If somebody could put that in the comments, that would be awesome. Okay. Make sure that you guys are sharing this broadcast. Okay, so number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. So put a number 3 in the comments and share the broadcast. Good evening, millionaires. And I have to make sure y'all sharing it because I know how y'all act. Okay, make sure you share not only on your personal page, but also in different groups that you're in. So number 3 is make sure you pay more than the minimum. Pay more than the minimum. But again, even with this, you want to make sure that you are approaching everything strategically, right? So if your minimum is $35, you don't want to say like, oh, I just sent 50. It's like, yes, that's more. Okay, more is definitely better, but you want to have a system. You want to have it mapped out so you're like, okay, if I send them $50 every month, I'm going to be out of debt by this date, right? Based on my interest rate and based on how much I owe. Okay, you just want to have a plan in place because you don't want to just go into this thing blindly. A lot of times people are like, oh, I always send more than the minimum. It's $35 a month. I send them like $50, $100. But then it's like, okay, great. But how much did you add every month to it? So you want to make sure number 4. Okay, number 4, give me a number 4 and a share. Give me a number 4 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. Give me a number 4 and a share. Is you don't want to continuously be adding to your debt. Okay, because we have what's called like the utilization ratio, right? Which is based on all the credit cards that you have available, all the credit that you have available. A lot of times people feel like it's 30% per credit card. It's like, no, it's based on everything. So you want to make sure that you aren't continually adding money to that while you're paying the other stuff off. Okay, so give me a number 5 and a share. Give me a number 5 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here after number 5. Oh, wow. We went so fast. I don't know how I went so fast. Give me a number 5 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. So put a number 5 in the comments and make sure that you guys share the broadcast. Okay. A number 5 and a share. Number 5 is ask about credit reporting. So you ever notice how, let's say you have like your cell phone bill, your gas bill, stuff like that you pay on time every single month and it never shows up on your credit, right? But then guess what? As soon as you miss it or mess up, or maybe you like let somebody else put their gas in your name, right? Because maybe they were already messed up with the gas company. When does the gas company start to report? They report after you messed up. Okay, they report after you messed up. They don't report before. So you want to call them and ask them, right? And I would do that with everybody like, hey, I'm working on my credit. The cell phone company, cable and internet, because if you don't turn in your cable box, now they're going to try to, charge you a ridiculous amount of money. I'm like, y'all know this cable box ain't this much. So, but you want to ask them. Now, there are companies out there. The only thing is companies out there that will actually report your rent payments. And of course, they do that for a fee. But the only thing is that I've only found them that report to one credit bureau. So I'll be doing some research on that and see if that's like something that I can let you guys know about. But I thought that was pretty cool. But the ones that I've been seeing, for whatever reason, they only report to TransUnion. So if anybody is out there, they know one that reports to all of them, let me know so we can let our millionaires know that are working on their credit, because I think that would be awesome because everybody pays their rent, right? And so then that way you can be paying. But back to this, before we even get all sidetracked, back to this, it's like you want to just ask them if you pay it, you know, you've been paying it on time, is there any way that they can report it for you? You know, and just see what they say, because it, you know, it's different for every, you know, all locations and stuff like that. But I would just ask them and see if they can do that, because you're working on your credit. So those are the top credit tips that I have this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, especially because I have another call. So make sure that you guys definitely subscribe to Millionaire Minded, okay? It's in the comments. You can text. The number is 81010. If somebody could put that in the comments for me, that would be awesome. How they can join Dear Millionaire, the world's first free text message service on personal growth and self-development. Okay, also make sure you guys check out AmmaTheCPA.com. We have a cool video series over there on increasing your cash flow. And last and definitely not least, check out the flyer, because I'm going to be doing a call in about 45 minutes that's going over how you can get involved with the credit repair company that I'm affiliated with, how you can get involved to work on your own personal credit, how that works, as well as how you can become an affiliate and refer it to other people. So make sure the call is free, okay? It's just information like we always share. So make sure you guys check me out. I'll be there in about 45 minutes. The flyer is down there, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And I will see you lovely, lovely millionaires later. Tomorrow, well, I'm going to see you in 45 minutes. And then tomorrow, we're going over the rule of 72. So that's going to be really, really cool. Okay, millionaires. So I will see you guys later. Each one teach one. We can definitely change the world. Good evening, millionaires.